Biology diagram based practice question 5. In the question number 1, the region responsible for growth in the length of root is shown in the diagram. The regions of the root tip. The root is covered at the apex by a thimble-like structure called the root cap. It protects the tender apex of the root as it makes its way through the soil. A few millimeters above the root cap is the region of meristematic activity. The cells of this region are very small, thin-walled, and with dense protoplasm. They divide repeatedly. The cells proximal to this region undergo rapid elongation and enlargement and are responsible for the growth of the root in length. This region is called the region of elongation. The cells of the elongation zone gradually differentiate and mature. Hence, this zone proximal to the region of elongation is called the region of maturation. From this region, some of the epidermal cell form very fine and delicate thread-like structures called root cages. The root cages absorb water and minerals from the soil. So the correct answer, option B. B is region of elongation, A is region of maturation, C is region of meristematic activity, D is root cap. Question number 2. The character that gives the phylum Chordata is shown by. The shown in the diagram Chordata characteristics. The phylum Chordata, animals belonging to phylum Chordata are fundamentally characterized by presence of notochord, a dorsal hollow nerve cord, and paired pharyngeal gill slits. These are bilaterally symmetrical, triploplastic, coelomate with organ system level of organization. They possess a post-anal tail and a closed circulatory system. So the correct answer, option B. B is notochord, A is nerve cord, C is gill slits, D is post-anal part. Question number 3. The structure shown in the given diagram is characteristically seen in the phylum. Shown in the diagram, view of Nidophilast. The phylum Coelenterata, including its another name, Nidaria. They are aquatic, mostly marine, sessile or free swimming, radially symmetrically animals. The name Nidaria is derived from the nidoplast or nidocyte, which contain the stinging capsule or nematocytes present on the tentacles and the body. Nidoplast used for anchorage, defense, and for the capture of prey. The Nidarian exhibit tissue level of organization and are diploplastic. They have a central gastrovascular cavity with a single opening mouth on kypostomy. Digestion is extracellular and intracellular. Some of the cnidarians, example corals, have a skeleton composed of calcium carbonate. Cnidarian exhibit two basic body forms called polyp and medusa. The former is a sessile and cylindrical form like Hydra, Adamsia, etc., whereas the latter is umbrella shaped and free swimming like Arlia or jellyfish. The cnidarian, which exists in the both form, exhibit alternation of generation, that is metagenesis. Polyps produce medusae asexually and medusae form the polyps sexually. Example Obelia. So the phylum Coelenterata example Physalia, otherwise called Portuguese man of war. Second one Adamsia, sea anemone. Third one Pinnatula, otherwise called sea pen. Gorgonia, otherwise called sea fan. Mendria, otherwise called brain coral. So the correct answer option C, the cell is nidoplast. Question number 4. An animal with the following body wall organization will not have. Shown the diagrammatic sectional view of a coelomate. The coelom, presence or absence of a cavity between the body wall and the gut wall is very important in classification. The body cavity which is lined by mesoderm is called coelom. Animal possessing coelom are called coelomates. Example annelids, mollusca, arthropoda, echinodermata, chemichordata and chordata. In some animals, the body cavity is not lined by mesoderm. Instead, the mesoderm is present as scattered pouches in between the ectoderm and endoderm. Such a body cavity is called pseudocoelom, and the animal possessing them are called pseudocoelomates. Example Ascalminthus. The animal in which the body cavity is absent are called acoelomate. Example Platyhelminthes. So the correct answer option D. D is a complete digestive tract. The organism is a acoelomate, that is Platyhelminthes, and is unlikely to have a completely digestive tract. Question number 5. The life cycle pattern shown in the given diagram is not seen in. Shown the diagram Caplontic life cycle. In plants, both caploid and diploid cells can divide by mitosis. This ability leads to the formation of different plant bodies, that is caploid and diploid. The caploid plant body produces gametes by mitosis. This plant body represents a gametophyte. Following fertilization, the zygote also divides by mitosis to produce a diploid sporophytic plant body. Caploid spores are produced by this plant body by meiosis. In this turn, divide by mitosis to form a haploid plant body once again. Thus, during the life cycle of any asexual producing plant, there is an alternation of generation between gamete producing haploid gametophyte and spore producing diploid sporophyte. However, different plant group as well as individual representing them. So this diagram shows haploidic life cycle. Sporophytic generation is represented only by the one-celled zygote. There is no free-living sporophytes. Meiosis in the zygote result in the formation of haploid spores. The haploid spores divide mitotically and form the gametophyte. The dominant photosynthetic phase in such plant is the free-living gametophyte. This kind of life cycle is termed as haploidic. Many algae such as Volvox, Spirogyra, and some species of Chlamydomonas represent this pattern. So the correct answer option D. D is Ectocarpus. The life cycle pattern shown is haploidic and Ectocarpus has haplodiplodic life cycle. Question number 6. The given diagram shows. Shown in the diagram, Salvinia is one of the pteridophyte. Salvinia is an aquatic fern commonly called sorrow of Kashmir. The plant body consists of a floating stem bearing two rows of hairy leaves, the upper surface, and highly branched root on the lower surface. It is a heterosporous fern bearing two types of sporangia, that is microsporangia and megasporangia in sporocarp. So the correct answer option C. C is a heterosporous pteridophytic fern. The plant shown is Salvinia and is a heterosporous fern. Question number 7. Identify the statement that most accurately describes the plant shown in the given figure. Shown in the diagram, bryophytes as a liver rot. One example, Merchandia female thallus. Merchandia, it is a small trachy-ventral, platent, dichotomously branched, thalloid liver rot of 2 to 10 cm length. Each lobe of the thallus has a tarsal groove and an apical notch. On the upper surface of the thallus, there are present polygonal areas, that is areolae, with a ventilating air pore in the middle. The areolae represent underlying air chambers having assimilatory or photosynthetic filaments. Storage region occurs below it. The ventral surface of the thallus bears two types of unicellular rhizoids and 2 to 3 rows of scales or ambigastria on either side of the midrib. The rhizoids are two types, smooth-walled for fixation and tuberculate for capillary conduction of water. Merchandia multiplies vegetatively by fragmentation, progressive death of older parts, adventitious branches and gemmae. Gemmae are biscuit-shaped multicellular propagules which are borne dorsally inside gemma cup. On germination, each gemma gives rise to new thallus. Merchandia is dioecious, Sex organs are born on stalked upright 8-lobed receptacle or gametopores that grow from apical notches as prolongation of thalli. The gametophore of male thallus is called antheridiopore and that female thallus is termed as archegoniophore. The antheridophore has a stalk and a male receptacle which is slightly concave on the upper side. Each lobe of the male receptacle has alternate air chamber and antherial chamber in agropedal succession. A shortly stalked antheridium is present in each antherial chamber. It produces a number of slightly curved, rod-shaped, biflagellate spermatozoids or antherozoids. The archegoniophore has a long stalk and an umbrella-shaped receptacle with 8 lobes alternate with 9 cylindrical rays. The upper surface of the female receptacle is convex and bears air chambers only. On the lower surface, each lobe bears a patch of hanging archegonium covered by two-lipped membranous perihytium. An archegonium is shortly stalked, flask-shaped with a tubular neck and a swollen venter. Neck has 6 rows of wall cell, 4 lid cell and 4 to 6 neck canal cell. Venter has singly layered wall, a venter canal cell and an oosphere. Only oosphere is left in the venter of a mature archegonium. The spermatozoids attracted by the proteins and protons and potassium salt released by the mature archegonium. Fertilization produces zygote which grows to form diploid sporophyte or sporogonium. Each sheath calyptra, perigynum, perihyetium. As a result, capsule ruptures, releasing out spores. The released spores are dispersed by air current. The spore germinate at a suitable substratum to produce new thalli. So the correct answer option B. B is the female prothallus of Merchandia. A is archegoniophore and B is Gemma cup. Question number 8. Shown in the diagram, A. Tobacco mosaic virus, B. Bacteriophage. So question, what is true for both A and B? So shown the diagram A, tobacco mosaic virus. Tobacco mosaic virus consists of two major parts, nucleic acid and capsid. Nucleic acid may be RNA. Capsid is also called protein. The infectious nature of the viral particle, that is nucleic acid. Another one, B, bacteriophage. Bacteriophage is also called phage virus. Bacteriophages are viruses which attack the destroy the bacteria. They are discovered by Edward Todd and D. Hurley independently. Bacteriophages are obligate parasites occurring in bacteria which are found in soil, sewage water, fruits, animals' intestine, blood and saliva. A bacteriophage consists of two parts, head and tail. Head is in the form of bipyramidal hexagonal prism, whereas tail is cylindrical. The head consists of proteinaceous membrane enclosing a core of viral DNA. The DNA is a double-stranded. The tail has four components: a central core or collar tube, second one protein sheath surrounding the core. It is capable of longitudinal contraction. Third one, sheath is connected to head by a collar and at distal end to a hexagonal basal plate. Fourth one, pins at the corner of the basal plate. Basal plate also bear 6 long tail fibers, which are the organs of attachment to the bacterial surfaces. So the correct answer option C. C is being obligate endoparasites. Question number 9. The following pie chart shows the relative contribution of radiatively active gases to greenhouse effect. The contribution of nitrous oxide is shown by. So the shown the diagram, relative contribution of various greenhouse gases to total global warming. The term greenhouse effect has been derived from a phenomenon that occurs in a greenhouse. It looks like a small glass house and is used for growing plants, especially during winter. In a greenhouse, the glass panel lets the light in but does not allow heat to escape. Therefore, the greenhouse warms up very much like inside a car that has been parked in the sun for a few hours. The greenhouse effect is naturally occurring phenomenon that is responsible for heating of Earth's surface and atmosphere. You would be surprised to know that without the greenhouse effect, the average temperature at the Earth's surface of the Earth would have been a chilly minus 18 degrees Celsius rather than the present average of 15 degrees Celsius. In order to understand the greenhouse effect, it is necessary to know the fate of energy of sunlight that reaches the outermost atmosphere. Clouds and gases reflect about the 1/4 of the incoming solar radiation and absorb some of it, but almost half of incoming solar radiation falls on Earth's surface, heating it, while a small proportion is reflected back. Earth's surface re-emits heat in the form of infrared radiation, but part of does not escape into space's atmospheric gases. Example, carbon dioxide, methane, etc. Absorb a major fraction of it. The molecules of these gases radiate heat energy, and a major part of which again comes to Earth's surface, thus heating it up once again. The cycle is repeated many a times. The above mentioned gases, carbon dioxide and methane, are commonly known as greenhouse gases because they are responsible for greenhouse effect. Increase in the level of greenhouse gases has led to considerable heating of Earth, leading to global warming. During the past century, the temperature of Earth has increased by 0.6 degrees Celsius, most of it during the last 3 decades. Scientists believe that this rise in temperature is leading to deleterious changes in the environment and resulting in odd climatic changes. Example, El Nino effect, thus leading to increased melting of polar ice cap as well as other places like in the Himalayan snow cap. Over many years, this will result in a rise in sea level that can submerge many coastal areas. The total spectrum of changes that global warming can bring about the subject that is still under active research. How can we control the global warming? The measures includes cutting down use of fossil fuel, improving efficiency of energy usage, reducing deforestation, planting trees, and slowing down the growth of human population. International initiatives also being taken to reduce the emission of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. So the correct answer option A is nitrogen oxide, B is chlorofluorocarbon, C is methane, D is carbon dioxide. Question number 10. The following diagram shows the effect of sewage discharge of some important characteristics of a river. What can be A and B respectively? Shown in the diagram, effect of sewage discharge on some important characteristics of a river. Solids are relatively easy to remove. What is most difficult to remove are dissolved salt such as nitrates, phosphate and other nutrients, and toxic metal ions and organic compounds. Domestic sewage primarily contain biodegradable organic matter which readily decompose thanks to bacteria and other microorganisms which can multiply using the organic substance as substrate and can utilize some of the components of sewage. It is possible to estimate the amount of biodegradable organic matter in sewage water by measuring biochemical oxygen demand. The microorganism, the relation with biochemical oxygen demand. Some of the linked with biochemical oxygen demand for the microorganism. Microorganisms involved in biodehydration of organic matter in the receiving water body consume a lot of oxygen, and as a result there is sharp decline in dissolved oxygen downstream from the point of sewage discharge. This causes mortality of fish and other aquatic creatures. So the correct answer option B is dissolved oxygen and biochemical oxygen demand. So in the diagram, A is a dissolved oxygen, B is biochemical oxygen demand.